Paganism is sometimes mischaracterized as anti-Christian or superstitious. With many sub-traditions, Wicca, Druidry, heathenry, practices vary widely. Paganism resonates with those seeking spiritual freedom, ecological awareness, and inclusivity. We're witnessing something fascinating happening across the world right now, the dramatic rise of modern paganism. And the numbers? They're absolutely wild. Today, we're diving into why millions of people are turning to ancient spiritual practices, what's driving this massive shift away from traditional religion, and what it tells us about where Western society is heading. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about just how big this movement has become, because these statistics are honestly mind-blowing. In the United States, we've gone from 134,000 people identifying as neo-pagans in 2001 to approximately 1 to 1.5 million today. That's more than a tenfold increase in just 2 decades. But America isn't alone. In England and Wales, the 2021 census showed 74,000 pagans, an increase of 17,000 from 2011. And here's where it gets really interesting. In Scotland, paganism is now the 4th largest religion, with over 19,000 pagans recorded in 2021. That's nearly quadruple the number from 2011. And in Iceland, about 1.2% of the entire population is enrolled in pagan congregations, with Asatru being the fastest-growing religion in the country. So clearly something major is happening. But to understand why, we need to look at what's changing in Western society as a whole. Here's the context that makes this all make sense. Traditional Christianity is experiencing a dramatic decline across the West. For the first time ever in England and Wales, less than half the population, just 46.2%, described themselves as Christian in the 2021 census. That's a drop of 13.1 percentage points in just 10 years. So as traditional organized religion declines, people aren't necessarily becoming less spiritual. They're just looking for different answers, and that's where paganism enters the picture. But it's not just about what people are leaving behind, it's about what they're running toward. So what makes modern paganism so attractive, especially to younger generations? There are actually several powerful factors at play here. Freedom and inclusivity. Where monotheistic religions often rely on dogma, hierarchy, and doctrine, paganism offers inclusivity and self-direction. Your connection to the divine isn't mediated through priests or church authorities. You get to explore and define your own spiritual path. This is huge for people who've felt excluded or judged by traditional religious institutions. LGBTQ+ acceptance. It is crucial to stress right from the start that until the 20th century, people did not call themselves pagans to describe the religion they practiced. The notion of paganism, as it is generally understood today, was created by the early Christian church. It was a label that Christians applied to others, one of the antitheses that were central to the process of Christian self-definition. As such, throughout history, it was generally used in a derogatory sense. Many pagans point to the acceptance of people from the queer community as a major reason for choosing this spiritual path. In a world where many traditional religions still struggle with LGBTQ+ inclusion, paganism offers a genuinely welcoming space. Connection to nature. Pagan traditions are deeply rooted in nature and the cycles of the earth. At a time when climate change and environmental destruction are major concerns, especially for younger generations, this earth-centered spirituality resonates powerfully. Spiritual autonomy. For many practitioners, modern paganism represents a personal process of decolonization and a desire for spiritual autonomy. It's about reclaiming ancient traditions and creating spiritual practices that feel authentic rather than imposed. You're not told what to believe. You explore, question, and discover your own truth. Now, we can't talk about this rise without mentioning the elephant in the room, social media. Social media, as well as some hashtags like Witch Talk with more than 35 billion views, along with popular TV shows, are helping drive increased interest in the spiritual movement. Suddenly, paganism and witchcraft aren't hidden practices. They're everywhere online. Young people can find communities, learn practices, and connect with others who share their interests. The barrier to entry has never been lower. But it's not just about accessibility. It's also about aesthetics and identity. Crystals, tarot cards, and moon rituals have become part of a whole lifestyle aesthetic that's incredibly social media friendly. So what does all this tell us about this generation's and society? First, the rise of modern paganism is both a result and measure of increased religious liberty and rising tolerance in modern societies. We live in an era where people have the freedom to explore spiritual paths that would have been dangerous or impossible in previous centuries. Second, it reflects a broader generational shift in values. Younger people are prioritizing personal autonomy over institutional authority, environmental consciousness over human dominion, inclusivity over tradition, direct experience over inherited doctrine, and perhaps most importantly, it shows that the decline of traditional religion doesn't mean people are becoming less spiritual. They're just seeking spirituality on their own terms. The rise of paganism in the West isn't just a trend, it's part of a massive transformation in how millions of people approach spirituality, community, and meaning. Whether you're pagan, Christian, atheist, or anything else, this shift affects all of us. It's reshaping religious landscapes that have been dominated by the same institutions for centuries. So what do you think? Are you surprised by these numbers? Have you noticed this shift in your own communities? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found this video interesting, smash that like button and subscribe for more content exploring fascinating cultural and social trends. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected,